Have you ever heard the chilling tale of the Ozone Disco, the place where music, laughter and life itself were snuffed out in an instant? Imagine a bustling hotspot in Quezon City, Philippines where the night was always young and the dance floor never empty. But beneath the pulsating lights and rhythmic beats, a grim story unfolded, turning a popular nightclub into a haunting symbol of tragedy. Join us as we journey back to the fateful night of March 18, 1996. It was an ordinary evening filled with the usual hustle and bustle of partygoers. The Ozone Disco was teeming with life, laughter echoed through the air, mixing with the pulsating beat of music, the throb of dancing feet, and the clink of cocktail glasses. It was a magnet for the young and the young at heart, a place where inhibitions were lost, and spirits soared high. The disco was an epitome of the 90s nightlife in the Philippines, drawing in a diverse crowd from all walks of life. Students celebrating graduation, young professionals blowing off steam after a busy work week, and tourists seeking a taste of Manila's vibrant nightlife. The disco was their sanctuary, their escape. Each night the club would be a medley of flashing lights, booming music and non-stop dancing. But on this particular night the atmosphere was electric, even by Ozone Disco standards. Unbeknownst to the revelers, their night of fun was about to take a tragic turn. As the clock struck midnight, a spark ignited the deadly inferno. The night of gaiety swiftly turned into a night of horror. A faulty wiring, a spark, and the nightclub that was once filled with laughter and music was now enveloped in flames. The fire spread rapidly, fueled by the flammable acoustic foam lining the ceiling, transforming the space into a terrifying furnace. In the blink of an eye, the disco, designed to keep the noise in and the world out, became a deadly trap. The club's only known exit, a small door that swung inwards, was impossible to open against the surge of panicked clubgoers desperate to escape. Windows, which could have served as an alternate escape route, were barred or covered in wire mesh. The very design of the club, meant to enhance the experience of its patrons, now contributed to their doom. The immediate aftermath was nothing short of a war zone, with the cries of the trapped and injured echoing in the night. First responders arrived on the scene, their faces reflecting the horror unfolding before their eyes. They fought valiantly against the blaze, but the overcrowding and the club's design posed significant challenges. The inferno was so intense that it took them 3 hours to bring it under control. The rescue efforts were a race against time. Firefighters and volunteers risked their lives, pulling out survivors from the smoldering ruins. Doctors and nurses worked tirelessly to treat the injured, their faces a mask of determination and despair. The community came together, donating blood, offering comfort, and praying for miracles. But the fire was relentless. It consumed everything in its path, reducing the Ozone Disco to a charred skeleton. The rescue efforts, as heroic as they were, could not save everyone. When the smoke finally cleared, the magnitude of the disaster was laid bare for all to see. In a matter of minutes, the Ozone Disco was reduced to ashes, taking with it the lives of 162 people. A night of celebration had become a night of tragedy, the echoes of which still reverberate today. The dawn of March 19, 1996 revealed the horrifying extent of the tragedy. As the sun rose, the grim reality of the inferno became clear. The Ozone Disco, once a place of joy and celebration, was now a charred graveyard. The aftermath was shocking. Bodies were strewn across the dance floor, lifeless and barely recognizable. The public was in disbelief, grief, and anger. News of the tragedy spread like wildfire, and the entire nation mourned. The heartbreaking tales of the young lives lost resonated with every Filipino, triggering a collective call for justice. The government, feeling the pressure, launched an immediate investigation into the cause of the fire. The investigation revealed a chilling tale of negligence. It was found that the Ozone Disco had been operating well beyond its capacity on that fateful night. The emergency exits were not only improperly marked but also locked, turning the disco into a death trap when the fire broke out. The disco had also been operating without a proper fire safety clearance, a shocking revelation that pointed towards a severe lapse in enforcement of safety regulations. The findings of the investigation led to a series of court cases. The owners of the Ozone Disco, along with several city officials, were held accountable for their negligence. The court battles were long and arduous, but the victims and their families remained relentless in their pursuit of justice. In the end, the court found the owners and city officials guilty of reckless imprudence resulting in multiple homicides and injuries. The verdict was a small consolation for the victims' families, but it was a significant step towards ensuring that such a tragedy would never happen again. The Ozone Disco tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the importance of safety regulations and their enforcement. It underscores the need for vigilance, not just from the authorities but from every individual. Because in the end, it's not just about dancing and having fun, it's about making sure everyone gets to go home safely when the music stops. More than 2 decades have passed since the Ozone Disco tragedy, yet the memories linger on. This event, etched in the annals of history, left an indelible mark on the hearts of those who survived and the families of those who did not. The survivors, forever scarred by the incident, have had to navigate life bearing the weight of their experiences. Their stories, filled with heartache and resilience, serve as poignant reminders of the human spirit's ability to endure and overcome. For the families of the deceased, the pain of the loss remains fresh even after all these years, yet, they continue to honor their loved ones' memories, turning their grief into a force for change. In the wake of the tragedy, significant shifts occurred in safety regulations. The incident served as a wake-up call, leading to stricter enforcement of building codes and fire safety standards. It spotlighted the necessity for adequate emergency exits, fire suppression systems, and crowd control, forever changing the landscape of public safety in the country. The Ozone Disco, once a bustling hub of joy and celebration, now stands silent, a solemn testament to a night that forever altered the course of many lives. It is a poignant reminder of the importance of safety, vigilance, and the preciousness of life. The Ozone Disco, once a place of joy and celebration, now stands as a solemn reminder of a night that changed many lives forever.